Hey YouTube, it's that guy here, and I'm coming at you with a deck profile update. Well, technically not an update, this is my first video ever, but whatever. So, I'm coming back to Yu-Gi-Oh! Recently, and I've decided I'm going to build my favorite deck of all time, because, I mean, I'm that guy. So anyway, without further ado, let's get into it. Final Countdown, obvious, it's a pretty fun card. 20 turns, you win, and then the rest of the deck is just stall, so it's 3 Swift Scarecrow, 3 Battle Fader, 3 Speedroid Menko. So this is a lot like Battle Fader, but we'll get into a little bit more here in a second. So I'm also running 2 Speedroid Terror Tops. These are great for a couple of reasons. Mostly because it searches out the Menko, but it also kind of sets you up for Cyber Valley plays, which is next. So this is kind of an MVP that I've been using lately. Cyber Valley has 3 effects. The second 2 usually get overlooked. So his first effect, you can end the battle phase by banishing him when he gets attacked. But his second effect lets you banish a monster you control and himself to draw 2 cards, which is really good. His first effect is a cost to banish, so it gets around its skill drain, which is, I mean, we'll get to that later. And I've had his third effect show up where you banish him and a card from your hand to put something from your grave back to your hand. I've had Final Countdown get Dark Bribed. Feels bad, bro. It's not fun. So we're also running 3 Winged Karibos. When he's destroyed by battle, just Wabakus. We're playing 3 Zero Gardno, which is Wabaku on a stick as well, except you tribute him. Ugh. We got Dragonix, the Empowered Warrior, playing 3 of him. His Pendulum effect is kind of like a negate attack. I like it. It's also searchable with Rhoda. Same thing with Zero Gardna. And we're running 1 Electromagnetic Turtle. And that's like the end for the monsters that actually deal with the battle phase. We've got 3 Cardies. Just really good drawing cards. I mean, you don't really normal summon or special summon during your turn anyway. So this is kind of your out. This is your alternate win condition, and I mean, so this deck like auto loses to Cyber Dragon Infinity. Totally awesome. Just lots of cards that are just problems for this deck. Shooting Kesar Dragon is another problem. And at my locals, I mean, there's like 4 Dark Synchro decks that turn 1 Kesar with double Cosmic. So, anyway, that's it for the monsters. We've got 3 Threatening Roar. I'm a dumb, guys. I mean, Threatening Roars, Wabakus. This is pretty standard for a Final Countdown deck, so I'm not gonna get too much into it. Frozen Soul, I played 2 or 3. So I'm debating on cutting it out entirely because of Lava Golem. It just sucks when this is like the only card in my hand to stop battle phases late game, and they're below me because of my Lava Golem, so I can't play it. So Negate Attack is amazing. So a lot of times people will like Solemn Strike, Solemn Warning on your Battle Faders and Swift Scarecrows. And after that, like, you can't really do anything. Like, that attack goes through and shit happens. So Negate Attack is an answer to those, because you can actually activate Negate Attack in response to Solemn Warning and Solemn Strike because of the way the battle phase works. I guess like it just checks if the monster's attacking. It doesn't say like you have to chain it directly to the attack. It just has to be attacking, and then the 1 skill drain. Almost all of the monsters in this deck are activate in the graveyard or in the hand. Like Battle Fader activates in the hand. Swift Scarecrow hits grave. What else? Speedroid Menko happens in the hand. Zero Gardna happens in the graveyard, tributing a cost. Basically everything in the deck dodges skill drain. I would play more if I could, but that's it. So there's a reason we skip spells first. I mean, so 1 of Final Countdown. I'd play 2 if I could. 1 Day of Peace. Fucking, oh my god, I wish this card was at 3 still. 3 Dualities. It's a fun card. Everyone knows what this does. I don't know what you're doing if you don't know what that card does. 3 Gold Sarks. This coming back to 3 actually made the deck somewhat viable again. I mean, let's be real. It's going to get shit on by Paleozoics, Zoo, etc. But, hey, it's a fun deck. So, I run 2 Flute of Summoning Karibo. This card is really good, especially when your opponent has answers to special summons, because this card lets you special summon it or add it to your hand. So, if you have a feeling your opponent has Solemn Warning, you just go grab and put it in your hand. So there's 1 Rhoda. This goes and grabs 0 Gardna and Dragonics. And then 2 Warrior Returning Alive to recycle the 0 Gardnas. Sorry. So that's the main board. I'm too lazy. Who cares? This is my sideboard. So I should actually clarify on the main deck first. So I'm playing a 60 card build because that grass is greener out advantages this deck just so hard. Like, it's just the advantage that deck gets is just too much for this deck to deal with. Like, so playing 60 cards makes it so they don't really get to abuse that grass is greener, and it also makes it so you get an extra win condition of your opponent decking out before you. The main goal of this deck is to take as long as possible for your first game. Usually, assuming your opponent doesn't just blow you out, it should take about 30 minutes to reach your second round in the new sideboard. So you have 15 minutes left. You're definitely not going to finish your second game. Definitely not going to finish your third. So usually what happens is you side in 3 Dian Ketos because of time. Like, this deck wins in time. Most decks can't get you down before time's called. So you play 3 Dian Ketos, 3 Poison of the Old Man, 3 Try and Guess. We'll get back to this here in a minute. I mean, I bet you can't guess what I'm playing in my extra deck. 3 Golden Ladybugs. It's free life gain from the hand. And 3 Rainbow Life. Because, I mean, come at me, bro. So what ends up happening in time is so if you win game 1, and most times you will because most people don't mainboard answers to this deck. So even if you lose game 1, you go to game 2, sideboard into like all this healing bullshit, take out anything that you have to pay life points for, so you take out Final Countdown, obviously. And then you kind of stall it out until they call time. And when you go into turns, you should be ahead of your opponent. So if you won game 1, congrats, you probably got game 2. And in the very rare occasion, you go into sudden death for round 3. I mean, you're playing 15 healing cards, so there's a 1 in 4 chance you got one. And every hand you're gonna have at least one healing card. So when time gets called, you're gonna, if it goes to sudden death, you're gonna win. But anyway, let's go to the extra deck. Guys, get on my level. Playing Ego the Living Planet. Sand Bitch. Because, I mean, you can make it get on that witch. Gigantic Pillow. Kimberly the Pink Ranger. And Billy the Blue Ranger. I mean, from the new one, yeah, he has autism. But whatever. So this is my final countdown deck. Feel free to hate it. Whatever. I like it. It's fun.